All of a sudden, it's like I have no receive.
Receive that.
All right, maybe it's just quiet. Quiet is not necessarily a bad thing when it comes to running the net.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Sometimes you just never know if it's going to be working or what's going to be working or when it's going to be working. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio is glowing in the dark. Let's see. The control room is here. I appear to be here, and I bet you are right there. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio is glowing in the dark, distributing information and whatever we can about the Class D 11-meter citizen band radio service right here on channel 1127.085 is where we are at tonight, listening on the receiver and waiting for your transmitters. Also up at oldtuberadio.net where you can hear a live stream of the audio. I think if you click the little red button, and then you can, if you want, that'll take you right over to the YouTube stream, which I think is working as well. A couple of changes, some good stuff, a lot of good stuff. The Facebook has decided to no longer allow links to be used. So there's not a viable way to leave comments over the .net page. I know some of you check in that way. I might see out there. Otherwise, you might be able to use the YouTube link to come in, and I will keep an eye out on the ever moving chat window that is there to make sure I get you checked in. Otherwise, all the standard items are the way they should be. So let me stand by and see if there's any stations that would like to get early check-ins over.
24 checking in.
24, I hear you, Joseph. We've got you checked in, over.
Dennis, 650, please.
No problem on the 650. The break OTR, go ahead, over.
61, check it in, Dennis.
All right, SWL 61, Dino, Mr. Copenhagen, we've got you checked in, over.
Thank you, sir.
Break OTR.
The break OTR, go ahead.
Hey, Dennis, I just noticed no YouTube Live tonight.
Well, let's see. I think so. Is it up and running? And, oh, you know what? I'll put the link up. I think what's happened is I've got a link to the pre-show. There's a lot of different stuff going on. And so if I can get that link, I'll put it on the main page. Otherwise, it should be working. I'll clear the current video and put up the new one. Any other stations that would like to get checked in, over?
Break OTR.
Break OTR, go ahead.
Can I get an early check-in, 53?
Would that be the legend, over?
Yeah, right on. You got it there, Dennis. Have a good weekend. Take care, brother. 73.
All right, 73's to you. Thanks for stopping by. All right, well, maybe that didn't work. All right, that should work.
Oh, that's better.
Oh, now what? See, that should have the live audio as well.
Oh, now what? And it does.
I could title that, but I'd have to stop it again. I noticed the tube is glowing. That's an improvement. We'll get to the roll call. A lot of different things going on tonight. I'm trying to make sure that they're up and what's not running and what might be running. We've got a early check-in for SWL 64. Craig, I've got you, over. And I bet there are some others out there as well. I just want to see who I might have missed. 00 is in. So I think this is our last 8 weeks. Let me get the 00 up and running. Yeah, this is for 2/14, Valentine's Day, as a matter of fact. Our 8th week on the 8 week. So I've got you checked in. Thanks for stopping by. Also, let me get the infamous SWL1, of course. And Mr. OBP, SWL number 2, who I believe is listening or watching over at the YouTube page. Let Kevin know that he is 9 pounds, good modulation at Chestnut and Herndon. Gary at 28, I see you are there. I will get you checked in while I got you.
Golf 6, Tango Golf.
And SWL 128, John, I see you made it to the YouTube side for an early check-in. So if you are listening, I see you in there. And we've got the X in the square. So let me continue on here, and we will get everybody.
You got to check in on 2 meters.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll be coming right up to that. So SWL3, I've got a proxy in for Rob. Let's go to SWL5. I think JT was under the weather tonight, so might not have a lot of people jumping over from old radio night because I don't think it was there, but I do see looking for Levon. See if he's out there. SWL5. How about Mr. Ed, SWL7? No, he was in last week. He might be in. I'll scroll through. I don't have my my current page up. I see 10 and 30 checking in. They say there's no conditions as of yet. We will see if that perhaps will change tonight. I haven't refreshed the DX page to see what's happening with that. Also, Felix, SWL91, I see you in there. We will get you checked in as well. Thanks for joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Okay, I think I'm correct now on the live and direct. Let's go to SWL number 9. That's 982 Dirt Dog. Okay, proxy in for the Dirt Dog, 982, no problem with that. 10 and 30, of course, are in. 11 and 12, I did see Dan, Mr. Cornbread, and Dapper Dan checking in, looking dapper, feeling dapper. I as well on that. Let me see if I can. It'd be nice if the mouse was closer and the things are closer. Yeah, I don't have to bend over there. 11 and 12, I think I've got the items of interest the way we need it here. Let me get on the right page. There we go. And then that needs to be over here. See, a lot of things change, so where I put stuff on my screen is tended to be a little bit different. SWL 13, I think we have a check-in live and direct. KB6 GFD.
Field goal 6. SWL 13, you can do this now. Field.
All right, SWL 13, I hear you on the crossband, and we will get you checked in, sounding good on the two-way. Thanks, 13, KB6 GFD.
That was awfully weird.
That's called, I think that's called digital feedback somehow.
Sounds like a foghorn.
Yeah, I wonder if he's on like a C4 FM radio, because that was the audio coming back through from the from the live net, but it had that sound. So I'm thinking maybe one of us is in a digital mode. Let's go out to Sangertown, SWL 14.
Hey, good evening, Dennis, and all the other SWL 14 checking in from Sanger.
Sounding good from Sangertown, and we do have the Check X in the square. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, appreciate the check-in. I'll try and stay up and make it, but I've been working a lot of hours.
I know how that is. Well, we got you checked in. If you can't make it, no problem. You can jump into the replay, but we'd always like to add a radio or two if we can. We got you on the SWL side. SWL 15, the guy that's 00, and SWL 15 for the last 8 weeks. Looking good, Hans, out there in Copenhagen. I'm looking at our other stations over on oldtuberadio.net. That is working. Comments are off because of Facebook, but you can hear the audio there if you press on the red button. That's the video replay. It's basically simulcast there. You can just stay right there at .net, or you can join us on the video replay by going down to the corner there and pressing YouTube. Prestige 85, where is the host located? The host, that would be your net control station, the Old Tube Radio Network here in Central California, out in Fresno. Fresno, Clovis, Sanger, Reedley, a lot of the stations here in the Central Valley that you will hear tonight checking in live over the radio, and our radio check-ins, albeit that we might get some skip from far outlands. You just never know. And then there's guys like this, SWL 16, that make it in somehow from faraway lands to join us right here in the studio to keep things up and running. Mr. Co-Pilot Charlie, I've got you checked in, over. And you are looking good, SWL 17. Brett out of Oklahoma, hello to you. Thanks for joining us. Don't have to have any secret codes, or you don't even need a number. You don't have to have a number to check in. If you got a radio, we'll pick you up after the roll call. Otherwise, join us on the chat over oldtuberadio.net. Leave us a message, and we'll say hello radio, but thanks. The Old Tube Radio Network, where we promote the use and distribute information about the classic tube radios that were around on your Citizen Band place from 1958 when they started making them for Class D up to about 1978 when they stopped making them, but didn't mean they didn't have 4 million other radios going on. Vintage, think of it as the car show. You know, when you go to the corner hamburger stand on a Friday and you look at the Finns in Chrome and the Chryslers and the Pontiacs and the Mercuries, that's what we're doing here. We're checking out the older radios because they look cool and they sound cool, plus give you the demeanor, the sound of what it might have been like were you to be sitting in the air chair back in the day when there was none of that internet and phone business, iPhone business going on, and if you wanted to chat to somebody, you'd sit down in front of the radio like we are doing tonight. Let's go to SWL 18. I've got to check in for Mikey. He might be listening in. And out in Angola, New York, and I think our weather item is up, 27 degrees currently. That's better than what it was, 5 last week. Feels like 27, looks like 27. So maybe it's just a big sweater tonight. Chet joining us here on the cue cards as always. There is a warm spot for a couple of hours. So it's got to be fun just because of that. Let's go to SWL 20.
Number 20 here. Please check me in. 29 and 54. And this will be a radio of interest tonight.
We like radios of interest, and so we will be listening in, and you're sounding good.
Thank you.
SWL 21, I will get a check-in for Mr. JT DD21 Dirty Diaper, who's, I think, a bit under the weather, as they say. We're all under the weather, but sometimes you're a little bit more under the weather. And hopefully he'll be back in time for next week. Catch him at Old Radio Night, don't you know, out there on the East Coast. We often link up at this time, the West to East Coast link, and get checked in. I will also get I think it's 63. Or is it 83? I think it's one of the stations out there, UDX 36, I believe it is, as we'll get to you checked in as well. Let's go up to Tyler, SWL 22. SWL 23. I think I saw 23 Skidoo in just a little bit earlier, so I know he is around. Probably babysitting Espresso Trucking Company. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Hello to you. Beagleman in rainy Alabama saying hello. Alabama is saying hello to everyone. Is it raining in Roxford, Tennessee tonight? Foxman 362 bought a President Madison V1 D858 off Flea Bay from the Bone Anchor CB Repair. It was a good deal price, free shipping. It's been recapped, and looks like it's on the air. Maybe we'll see some videos of that. Seeing who else is joining us tonight. The Okie Outrider. Hello, Brett. We're limited on the numbers we have. Otherwise, I guess it would take forever. But the fact that you can jump in and say hello, radio, we will get you checked in. Retro Croon, new owner of a Johnson 223, but the electrolytics are shot. Well, there's a way around that, and those are good radios. SWL 24, Joseph checked in earlier. Let's go to SWL 25. SWL 25. Somebody said a proxy for 25 and 74. I will do that. Changing the page. Let's go to SWL 27. Sometimes we can catch Dwayne out in Studio G. Michael Bogdanowicz is heating up a pizza in the green room. Do we have pizza tonight? We usually do somewhere. So grab them if you got them. SWL 28, Gary checked in early. He might be back after the festivities. We've got a proxy check-in for SWL 29, Mr. Loner. 30 is listening in, waiting for some skip to show up tonight. Let's go to SWL 31. Looking for Robert and Teresa, see if they've jumped in yet. Don't think I've missed him just yet. Now, Dwayne, our foggy conditions in the valley are sort of going away, and they're expecting rain. So when we have rain, typically we don't have the fog, but then the fog comes after the rain. Dwayne will be back. All right, well, 28 is there. All right, hi, Gary. Checking in. Had a great seafood dinner. He's back. He's ready for a great show. So are we. Great net for radios checking in. No room for dessert. Well, what's dessert? I think there's some German chocolate cake and coffee in the green room, so help yourself to that. There's a pizza in the blue room and the green room. SWL 32. If he is away from the digital keyboard, I think he is. Hello, Robin, who's looking at the FT8, FT4 conditions. I'm amazed. At the end of the evening gray line, I'm able to listen to myself on some of the 10-meter SDRs that are on the West Coast, up in British Columbia, which is odd. And that's what I did tonight. Gave myself a little QC on that. And it is good. All right, well, sounds like everything's kind of back to normal there. You've got it squared away on the upcoming, June 1st? Is it July 1st? I think it's June 1st item of interest, so we are all good. I can see some antennas coming up during the summer when it's nice. 32 is in. Thanks, Rob. Oh, you know what? Let's see. We could go. Can I go to? Do we have the control room? Yeah. Okay. There it is. Sometimes I don't know if all the meters are up and everything else. What you're seeing there is the S meter on the transmit and receive side above my head. Off to the upper left is the REA meter. That's the output of the transmitter. Negative and positive modulation, but that's coming out of the antenna. Make sure we're getting some audio. And then below that is the audio incoming sources for the stream. That should be our levels. You can kind of look at the LKFS meter and see who is the loudest. Let's go to SWL 33. That's myself and anybody else that would like to check in. Over to SWL 34. Is Jimmy listening in tonight? Jimmy Fiedler from near Chicago. Getting up to date, we'll get Jimmy checked in. SWL 35. I hope Mr. Bill can jump in at the .net. That's where he likes to go. Typically, I'll see him on the comments. We're getting that worked out. So let me get Mr. Bill checked in. He left some great pictures this week up on Facebook of massive radios. In fact, if it wasn't for Red Monkey Communications and Mr. Bill, probably a lot of the stations that you hear checking in on the local side would not be checking in because they wouldn't have the radios provided by Red Monkey Communications. SWL 36 UDX 111. Hello, Ken. I see you there. We're putting the X in the square. There's some skip or something coming in. Let's see if Christopher's around. SWL 37.
Good evening, Dennis. SWL 37.
And hello, radio. You are sounding good. So I'll put 2 X's in the square.
Oh, I get 2 X's because I sound that good?
Well, 2 little X's. We can have one big one or 2 little one.
It don't make any difference. All they have to be the same then.
Right. How these do the family size X. Oh, also, you're sounding good. I want to let people know the Echolink link. My Echolink link is not working. It was working earlier, then everything stopped. And I did a test. It didn't look too good. So I will see. I've got the other item up on Echolink. I don't know if that's going to work. So if you're trying to get an Echolink tonight, be aware that I was not able to get into the repeater server after a couple of attempts when it works. I'm not sure what's happening on that. Didn't have enough time to sort of check on that, troubleshoot that. It's up and running. It just doesn't seem to want to connect to anything. SWL 38. And Bill, you say you got the Hostess donuts. Are they handing those out again? It's sort of like a door prize in the green room. I told him I thought that we could do better than that. We can do better than little chocolate donuts or the powdered sugar ones. You can choke to death on those things if you inhale wrong. The Old Tube Radio Network, we are on direct and net roll call. We got the radios coming up shortly. SWL 39. SWL 40.
SWL 40. Looking at my temperature gauge, it says 11 degrees.
Well, are you in Fahrenheit or centigrade?
It says F. But I know the indoor temperature is good. It's 70.
Even if you were sitting in the freezer section of your building, it would be more than 11 degrees. Well, not sure what to say. It gets an F because it's displaying the wrong stuff. But you are sounding good. The radio's warmed up. I don't hear any extemporaneous audio from nearby frequency modulated devices, so you're doing good.
Oh, that's a very good deal. Okay, back to net.
Back to the nut with the net. Thanks. SWL 41. I do see Road Dog 507, Orange County React, Hudson Valley, New York. Doing what they do best and saying hello, radio. We got you checked in. Yeah, the again, my Echolink is up, but it's not allowing me to connect to anybody. I went over to the silly phone, and it seemed to work. I even tried changing servers, so I have no idea. You know how computers they work, and then they don't work, and then something changes or something gets reset, and then I've turned it off. You know what I'm going to do? Speaking, I'll do it one more time. I'll turn it off, and we'll bring it back up in a minute or two. But I haven't made any setting changes, so I'm not holding my breath on that. Let's go to let's see. 41 is in SWL 42.
Good evening, Dennis. 42 and the Radio Lifer crew all here and accounted for.
Radio Lifer sounding good, looking good on the S meter tonight. And if you guys have any glow-in-the-dark stuff, we've got a spot for you.
Thank you, sir.
And Tony, well, my Echolink comes up. I was able to connect to the test server, and the audio was all broken up, and then it just stopped. Like I don't have a connection, even though, as you will hear in a moment, that I am connected to the server part of it. So I'm not exactly sure why I'm not linking up. I had the personal device up. It seemed to jump in. So we'll see if I can connect to Echo Test, but it should be on by now. So there's some problem on my end of the network, so it might not be working tonight. I'll leave it up and we'll find out. Thank you, Jerry, for checking in. That gets 42. Let's go to SWL 43. Shortwave listener 44. I'll get an X in the square for Mr. 360. We'll also get a check-in for 45, Paul and Kelly. Yeah, see, that was the reject. That was the reject sign, so I'm not sure what's going on with Echolink tonight. SWL 46, out in Wisconsin. Or somewhere close by. SWL 47. All right, 47 is somewhere far, far away, or maybe on the different unit, but I hear you out there. Over.
All right. Is this any better? I'm changing location of my pool.
Yes, that is actually a little bit better. Out by the pool, checking for what the who would be in the pool this hour? Nobody. All right, the TRC 217 working. Don't drop it into the pool. Lobster tail coming up. Sounds like a great barbecue evening for a February 14th Valentine's Day extravaganza. We'll talk at you later. Thanks for jumping in. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glow in the Dark. We are on channel 11, 27085 here in the Central Valley of California, streaming everywhere via oldtuberadio.net and the YouTube link. If you are joining us there, the net is live on Saturday, February 14th at 8 p.m. Pacific time here, but you may be listening or watching it on the replay. So good for you. SWL 48. That's Sammy, Mr. KP, out there near Madera Town. We got you checked in. Saw you on Facebook. How about SWL 49? Foxman, you know your stuff. Foxman 362, tagging that one, the TRC 217 indeed. I think that's a 40 channel. Mike has checked in on that, usually during our once-a-year annual trek down the Christmas tree lane in December. It always does a good job, and his antenna is still good. Hasn't bent that antenna off yet, so that's how we heard Mike like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when he was out by the pool doing just what he was doing, jumping into the Old Tube Radio Network. So fun stuff. At some point, that is going to be an old radio. Well, to just have to have old radio, like JT does, old radio night, because there are so many old radios. Let's go to SWL 50. Gerald is checking in. UDX 36. Out there, where are you at? Battle Creek. And after last week, his net went down for 2 days. Well, I'm hoping that if mine does that it will go down tomorrow, so I can finish up the program here. We've got the X in the square. Let's go over. Thank you, Gerald. Let's go to SWL 51.
SWL 51 checking in.
All right, sounded good. Good signal. I think it's even better than this afternoon because there's not as much noise. I was chatting with Dave 51305 out of Sanger earlier. I was testing and I turned down my volume on the radio here in the room and turned up my volume on an SDR. Where was it? That was in Wisconsin. No, it was in Missouri, and he was actually louder in Missouri, so we chatted that way via the repeater. Anyway, you were sounding good, and I've got the X in the square.
Thank you, Dennis. Have a good evening.
Yeah, crazy conditions. After that, I went to a couple that were in British Columbia to do some testing, and they were doing good. You got to love that gray line. Thanks for checking in. SWL 52.
Yeah, good evening, Dennis. Behind the golden microphone, SWL 52.
5-2 sounding good. Hope we've got had a good weekend. Or week and a good weekend coming up, and so thanks for jumping away from whatever you were doing to say hello radio.
Yeah, we went and spent Valentine's dinner at Costco. It was very not busy tonight. It was great.
Yeah, that may be another time. Mark that in your calendar. That and Super Bowl Sunday. Time to go to Costco, and there's a lot of stuff in the little dessert thing, the little ice cream, yogurt cups or whatever they are always pretty good, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah, Roger. We'll catch you later, Dennis.
All right, thanks for jumping in, SWL 52. Aaron 53, the legend, checked in moments ago. You might have heard that. Let's go to page 3. I've got a proxy check-in for Larry, SWL 54. Up the hill to SWL 55. SWL 56, I'm not sure I heard him earlier or not. SWL 56.
Just for kicks, and you did not hear me earlier.
Okay, sometimes at the beginning of the program, I have too many things going on and I miss stuff. But no, I would not miss that signal. You are at least 9 pounds. Good modulation somewhere out Chestnut and Herndon. And just for kicks, I'm putting the X in the square. Thanks.
Thank you, Dennis.
Will do. And Tony, I see you in there. In fact, let me get 100. And yeah, the Echo Link is my issue. It comes up, but I can't even connect to the Echo Test server. And I could earlier, but it was real broken up and choppy, so I may have to play with some of the server connects. And while we're on the 100s, let's go to 147. That's Mr. Neal out in Kakalaki. Weather warming up, 60s to 70s next week. I think that's what we're having here in Fresno, although they're calling for some rain. Decent conditions on 10 meters. 10's been good. I think we're going down the other side of the cycle, but it's working nice. Falls out about 5 o'clock. Yeah, sun goes down, it'll be gone. And you get that I call it the swan dive. The stations will be really loud, and you've got that 2 to 5 minute window to talk to somebody, and then they will just drop in about 90 seconds. So it makes it kind of fun. Anyway, thank you, Dr. Jazz. We've got you checked in. We are in page 3, if I got it right here. Just checked in 56. How about SWL 57, 57? And Foxman says check the DX map. I can't even find my DX map here tonight. There it is. Not much. A little bit to the south, so we might hear Arizona, New Mexico. It's trying to go into Texas, and the little spot, as it always is, up around Seattle, Vancouver. So we'll see what jumps in here, if at all, on the upcoming DX. SWL 58. Got to get back to my list here. SWL 59. What's Uncle Hairball doing? You know, when JT takes the night off, I think a lot of people, they go out. They go out to dinner. They go bowling. They go out to the movies. They do something. Like, you don't have to be in the chair for that. And it's like, oh, yeah, there's that OTR thing going on. It is pizza night. I think Saturday's a good pizza night wherever you might be. If you're in Yellow Springs, Ohio, of course, it is indeed a pizza night. Thank you, Frank B. from Yellow Springs. Let's go to SWL 60.
Thank you much, sir, Dennis. Evening time to all the people out there. Doggone it, the crew, for sure. Happy Valentine's to all the gals out there. SWL 60, on behalf of Jake's Base there, checking in.
Sounding good, always good audio on the DX 2527. Jake, I think he's even the list here. He's right by your name. I got a little small type. Jake 2901. So whenever you check in, he gets checked in too.
That's a good deal, because that's the way we see it too, Dennis. No, thanks a whole bunch.
All right, sounding good. Who made the tea tonight? Did you do that, Charlie? It is, what is that, green tea? It is good in some little drinky cup, but it's warm. He must have got tired of listening to me for the last 2 weeks, but that's, we may get a fill up at the halftime here, but that is hitting the spot. So they're taking care of me again. They want me to fall off the chair. It's like, yeah, see, that's the thing. If I fall off the chair, either you or Chet are going to have to run over here and do the net. And they say, no, we're not doing that. And it wouldn't make you put on a tie or anything. And hello to Squamish Boys. Did they scroll off my screen? No. Private Thor's in there, 724, 428. The DX map was showing we might have something right down at Vancouver, Seattle. So keep an ear out. SWL 61, Mr. Copenhagen checked in early. SWL 62. I should say already checked in. Whether it's early, I'm not sure. I don't think he checked in early. He checked in. SWL 63. And Levon, yeah, naps are a good thing. Let me put SWL 5. I think somebody gave you a proxy, but we're going to put the official X in the box here. Yeah, it's there. Static is not too bad tonight. You know what I did last week? I put in the digital noise reduction for the SWLs. Let's try that again. There it goes. I really hate digital noise reduction, but for voice check-ins, that's good. For radio check-ins, I won't use that because it mucks up the audio. We are on page 3 still. SWL 64. Craig checked in earlier. He did. SWL 65. SWL 66. That's the witch doctor. I heard DC talking to somebody. I don't know if they were horizontally polarized. I'll have to find out because I could barely hear them on the replay, but they might have been out that way. SWL 67. Bill, I bet you're listening. I was looking for Canby, Oregon up on the list. It just doesn't allow you to leave any comments, but we're seeing if there's a workaround for that. So if you're listening, Bill, got you checked in. SWL 68. Michael wanted an early check-in. SWL 69, I saw Kenny in a little bit earlier. So, Kenny, will get you checked in. Watch the replay. Listen to the replay. We'll probably hear some of your radios checking in. SWL 70. Spork up in Morgan Canyon. SWL 71, Stan. Stan may have a problem getting through because we don't have the comments up. He's up in Dallas, Georgia. So, Stan, if you're listening, I got you checked in. SWL 72. Shortwave listener 73. Somebody said give 73 a proxy check-in, and I will do that. That's MI, Mr. Music Instructor. Sometimes he gets in. Wait, the SWLs are showing up slow tonight. Sometimes he'll get in on the crossband. We have a proxy check-in for SWL 74. Let's go to SWL 75. Foxman's having an RC and a Deer Park spring water. That must be something regional to you guys. I've never heard of that out here on the West Coast. Unless that's something you got. You go out with the tin cup, with that silver ladle, and scoop up the good stuff out there, and put it in the cup. Let's go to SWL 76 out in Rhode Island. SWL 77.
Good evening, Dennis and Annette. I hope everybody's doing well this weekend. We had to put a quick substitute in. We had an issue with the other one, but we got one to check in anyways. But 77, checking in, and we appreciate everything you do, Dennis.
Okay, we'll be keep your ears out listening for it if that's what you got on now. It sounds good. So we'll stay tuned. I like the teaser. Stay tuned, everyone, to find out what is on the desk there. And the nice thing about the radio he'll be checking, you will get to be put in the driver's seat over at Radio Lifer. It's always fun to go back and get on the other side of the network here and see what it's like in the radio stuff. So we'll be looking forward to that. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Over to SWL 78. Wild Wildemar by way of South Carolina last couple of weeks. Not sure where he might be at. She's listening out there. We'll find out. SWL 79. 79 checking in. It sounded good. Hey, the stations you were talking to earlier, I think they were out near you. I could barely hear them. Were they on flat side?
I don't know. He didn't say. I think he was in a mobile.
Oh, maybe that was it. Okay, because I know some of those guys, like Witch Doctor and stuff, they just have flat side beams to talk skip, but sounding good. All right, thanks.
Yeah, he was from that group, but I'm pretty sure he was in a mobile.
All right, good deal. 79 is checked in. SWL 80. SWL 81. SWL 82. We're getting Ron checked in. He's on the recuperation side. You know, it's hard to keep a good guy down, but I mean, they tried. They knocked him out with a bunch of bad stuff, but he is on the mend and working back. So if you're watching, take it slowly. Hopefully, I know they want to get you back in the driver's seat like tomorrow. So just tell them no. They're not going to get you for a while, and we'll look forward back to you in the air chair. But we're thinking about you and putting our healing processes your way. So hang in there, and we'll catch you on the air. Ron, of course, is the purveyor, SWL 82 Bones, the purveyor of the Ditch Banks sideband net that happens on Friday at 8 p.m. on channel 36 lower. He'll be back in the air chair shortly. SWL 83. Jay-Z out in Sylvania, Ohio. I see if I can find some pictures. We have the new picture upload over at oldtuberadio.net, and here's one of the uploads. I'm gonna put the picture up because it's one of my favorite brands here. Can we go over there? Is it there? Yeah, it's there. Let's put the full page ad. Full page, and that is the Helicrafters SX10. If you're listening to the radio, we got a video up here. Did it make it both ways? Yeah, you can see it at oldtuberadio.net. The SX10, that was the match. I think that was the match for the HT32. There was an SX11 that I think was the match for the HT37, which is a Helicrafters matching transmitter. What a beast that is. And JC, I learned something from your post. I always thought that that did not have a general coverage receiver like for AM, but it does. It's on the rotary, the white rotary dial does that, and you set that and you listen to your broadcast band, then you come back and the blue dial is calibrated for the ham bands, because this was the match to your amateur receiver, but it still was a general coverage receiver because Helicrafters made the SX99s and the 100s, which were the big general coverage receivers. But when they started doing the HT32 and 37, they made a matching. It's got the nice knobs on it, and you just go to your 80, 40, 20, 15, 10-meter band. Of course, it picks up 11 meters as well. I think for the HT32, that was actual a transmit band before it was Class D, but there it is in all its glory. Somewhere in the Radio Shack of Jay-Z out there in Sylvania, Ohio. So thanks for the cool uploads going on this week. And if I didn't say so, we got you checked in. Back to the SWLs, where we can get 84 and 86 and 87 and 88. That's Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and Snowy Owl, respectively. Got you all checked in. Over to SWL 89, SWL 90, SWL 91. I got Felix checked in. He stopped by at the top of the net. So if you're still watching Felix, we are putting the X in right now. I need another little desk over here, I think, to make it easier. Let's go to SWL 92. Shortwave listener 93.
93 STD checking in, Dennis. Hope you guys and gals had a great Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Cupid. I think that's who it was. Somebody's running around here in a diaper. Cupid and the arrows have been jumping around here, and it's all been good. We got the X and the square.
Right on. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate you.
All right, Chet says the guy in diapers is Bozo Control. That's what I would think. But today I noticed they were carrying a little bow and arrow and some flowers and hearts, so it's got to be Cupid. 93 is in. Let's go up to 95, SWL 95. And Rosie, what time is it there? It's afternoon, isn't it? Coming up mid-morning, afternoon. 85 and overcast. Emu Park in Queensland, out there in Australia. I like that, Emu Park. You know what it is you're going to get when you go to Emu Park. It's like when you go somewhere and it's Moosehead something. Or Bovine Hollow. You know what to expect. Let's go to SWL 97. That's Jim over in Boston. What's happening in Boston? Calgary, Alberta. I see you on the .net. It is 26 degrees where you are out there. So thanks for joining us. York, Pennsylvania. It's 34 degrees where you guys are at. Thanks for listening in over at oldtuberadio.net. Lawrence, Kansas. That's our technical crew that's been working day and night. And were there to be any more hours than the day and night, he'd be doing that too. Frodex keeping everything on the air. It is pretty much determined that were it not for Frodex and the magic boxes and things and clip leads and whatever is going on over there, that we would be in sorry shape right now for sure. 50 degrees. Feels like 49. Well, that's not too bad. The Old Tube Radio Network, if you're playing along, we're on page 4, and we're looking for SWL 98. And Kenny is waving. Where are you waving from? 875. And Emo Park. We had, I kid you not there, Skidoo, we were doing some live broadcast last night on the FM. Kind of it was our eclectic night, once a month. And the genre of music was described as emo punk. And it was exactly as you might think. The description was exact, and that's all I'll say about that. Let's go to SWL. 98. I gotta get Tracy checked in. Let me go back. I want to see that checked in show up above my head. Otherwise, Tracy, they've been doing a good job of making me look good on the virtual promos. I want to keep that up. I'll make sure I don't get them mad, or else I'll have little horns coming out of my head or something. Always enjoy that. I didn't even have a time to get on Facebook today to check out the promos from everybody, but I will do that. I'll go back. SWL 99 Radio Randy. I'm looking to see. Let's go back to the DX man. We got nothing. It's all gone now. I was saying Randy might check in because it was in his direction a while back there, but nothing right now. SWL 100, apologies, Tony. I saw you in earlier. I'll get you checked in. I have no idea why the other Echo link isn't working. It's coming up. It's registering that it's good, but boy, it won't connect to anything. And I even tried a couple of different Wi-Fi stuff. So I guess it's time to read the manual, Ryan. Let's go over to SWL 102. John out there in Scranton, Arkansas, listening in. 57 degrees and a light drizzle. As opposed to a heavy drizzle, which would be a rain. So a light drizzle is a drizzle is a drizzle. A light drizzle is you go out there and you think, I think it's raining, and then you realize, yeah, things are getting wet. You might have to go out and cover stuff up. Thanks for that. Let's go to Joey. What's happening in South Carolina? Sometimes Joey will check in at oldtuberadio.net. So if you tried to, we'll get you in here on the main page, SWL 103, Tango Romeo 21 X-ray. It's right there. I see you. You couldn't have made it easier. I don't have to be looking all around. Let's go to shortwave listener 109. Somebody said proxy in Crawdad, which I will do. SWL 110. The tube radios are coming soon. SWL 111. I bet Robert probably tried to get in on the net tonight. I was away from the air chair doing stuff. We do have a replay. If you come over to oldtuberadio.net earlier, normally we would have the audio streaming, but that's kind of the old way of doing it. Doesn't work anymore. The new way of doing it is we put up a YouTube channel, and you just once you click onto the .net, go ahead and press the button for the YouTube channel. That'll get you the audio. It's an unlisted video, but you could go there and listen as well. But if you're trying to check in, test your radio before check-in, we will be giving you some audio so you can do that. Let's go to SWL 113. Shortwave listener 114.
114, checking in.
114. Hello, Wayne. Sounding good here on a Saturday evening. The old Tube Radio Network. We got you checked in.
Thank you for the check-in.
Over to SWL 128, and John checks in at the .net. And I see he made it over to YouTube tonight for an early check-in out of Fairfax, Virginia. So we will do that. SWL 131. SWL 135.
Hello. SWL 135 checking in.
135 checking in and sounding good. Have a feeling we'll be looking for that radio coming up shortly.
Yeah, I sent in a picture. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Did the picture come in?
You know, you were my last upload, so I will not spill the beans as to the contents of the picture, but it's ready to go when you are.
And that's going to be a picture of this one.
Yes, indeed, the school bus.
Roger, Roger.
All right, look for you in a little bit. SWL 137. Shortwave listener 145. Hello, Tony. Tony up in Corscold. I think Tony sent some questions. We'll get to those. I think we have time. SWL, I've got to move my cursor here. It doesn't work. SWL 147. Neil checked in earlier. Dr. Jazz, we got him checked in. Let's see if Bobby is around. SWL 188.
Joey, get a proxy for Snow Beast, please.
Yeah, Snow Beast JR with an X in the square. There, no problem with that. Thanks for that. Up in beautiful Corscold, SWL 195.
195, checking in, Dennis.
All right, good signal tonight. Sounding good above the noise. 195 is in and accounted for. Over.
Sure, thank you.
And Foxman, are they doing slow scan TV on 27.7? Yeah, that's asking for a lot of people to tune in there. You will know the sound of was it Scotty DX, or I don't know what the modes are for slow scan TV. That noise, which is just just a bunch of sounds on the heterodyne, but it's pretty cool if you can get the sound card to read out whatever mode it is. I think Scotty DX used to be the ones we'd use down on 75 meter and check that out. So where is that? I've never heard of that. 27,700. The ham bands. There's one on the best one to go is 20 meters on 14. I think it's 232. There's always somebody calling CQ there, and sort of a international slow scan DX frequency. So if you've got just a sound card and you're able to kick into an SDR receiver somewhere, you'll hear it there as well. I'm not sure what kind of pictures you would see on 27,700, but it might be interesting. Another mode of operation on your two-way radio. SWL 223, way over here. Robert in Madera. I did not check my email tonight. Usually I get little emails about who's doing what or where. But Robert, I couldn't hear you if you were trying, but I'll give you an X in the square because I know you are out there listening. MMSTV. Yeah, I think that's the site you can go to and download some of the stuff for the slow scan TV. And SWL 226. Get Mr. Jeff, Mr. Shockwave checked in from up on the hill, Mariposa, wherever he might be. Anybody else that needs to get checked in at the Old Tube Radio Network. Let me quickly go over to, I think I saw them in there, the Friday questions. I always say I'm going to pre-read them before I start, and I never do. And then I end up stumbling over them. So here we go. Number 1, multiple choice. When a ham operator talks on his mobile radio to communicate with others via a repeater, the repeater operates in which mode? Is it A, reverse simplex? Is it B, full duplex? Is it C, half duplex? Or D, dual simplex? Now that would be interesting. So when you're on a repeater, ham radio operator, if you're on GMRS and you're on your mobile radio, communicate to others via the repeater, what mode are you using to do typically for your repeater? You're doing a reverse simplex A, full duplex B, a half duplex C, or a dual simplex D. And I see a B, I see another B, I see a full duplex. We are, what are we doing here? We're like half duplex. You hear me and I can't hear you when I talk and I unkey. And then I can hear you and you can't hear me. But on a repeater, it's allowing, because you've got a separate transmitter receiver going on. So it's throwing you out. You're going in one frequency and simultaneously and almost at the same time coming out the other frequency, just slightly off. And so people can hear you as you are talking, but they're not hearing you specifically out of your antenna. They're hearing your signal up at the hill out their antenna on a full duplex. And yeah, you gotta have some trick here. And the way they do that is they've got a receive input frequency and a output frequency that are not the same, and allows you to have a receiver that listens to one frequency when you're sitting there, and it changes to another frequency when you transmit. So somebody figured that out somewhere. All right, number 2. And this is very long, and I'll see if I can read it properly. Full duplex means it can receive and transmit at the same time. Yeah, there you go. During the many years of analog over-the-air TV, excessive second-order harmonics emanating from a 10-meter transmitter were most likely to affect which TV channel? All right, we have to go back. Because today there is like very, very few of the original TV channels left. It used to go up to channel 83, which I think was like 800 megahertz. It was way up there, but they've sort of cut that off. So during the many years of analog over-the-air TV, excessive second, and here's the key, second order. So take your 10-meter, 11-meter frequency times 2. There's a little hint there for your second order harmonics. And what TV channel would that affect? Well, that TV channel is still there, but they've changed to digital, sort of a digital input-output on the receiver. So you don't get as much or any interference at all. So it would definitely be VHF and not UHF. And in theory, although I think if you were close enough and your transmitter was bad enough, it would affect more than just the frequency at around 50 hertz, or 56 megahertz, which was channel 2. But that would typically be where you'd wipe out the most, because you're at 27, 28 times 2 at 56. So if you were pointing into your neighbor's TV antenna, that could be a bad thing, although I'm sure you could probably do some damage all the way up to about channel 5. And going back 23, Scooty, you can full duplex isn't synonymous with split frequency, because you can split frequency in simplex too. Some of the guys used to do that on the Brownings. They would split the frequencies, and you could do that. They would one station would be on channel 8 listening on 13, and then the other station would go to 13 transmit listening on channel 8. You can do this between the two stations, and they could key up the radio, leave both radios keyed, and then maybe listen to each other. The only thing is with the Brownings, when the radio's keyed, the transmitter, the receiver isn't working. But you could do something like that. You could do a little crossband trickery. Yeah, what 23 is talking about, a simplex split frequency. You can do that right now on your trams and your Brownings, maybe in the Demco. Anything that's got a separate transmitter receiver, you find your buddy and do some simplex split frequency and really annoy everybody because they're only going to hear one side of the conversation until they figure it out. And SWL 102, back when they had the big dish satellite receivers, would knock out the signal in a 1 mile radius. Yeah, put a little extra up in that LNA. All right, I will be back in just a second. We will be going to the radios here in about a minute. Stay tuned. The Old Tube Radio Network will be doing what we do best, and that's like sitting back and letting the Tube radios talk. Thanks for checking in. We'll be right back. And it is very possible that you could be listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
The Old Tube Radio Network, that's us, that's you, and that's me, and the radio's somewhere in between that we will be listening for right now. What we do best, what we have been doing on the air for 40 years, I kid you not. Sometime back in 1986, a group of people got together here locally and said, why don't we jump down to a quiet channel and bring our radios, some of which are 23 channels, some of which are single channel, can only go to channel 11, and jump in and see how they talk and just kind of play radio like we used to do a long time ago. So we did that, and we're still doing it. And we invite you to join us with your tube radios. OTR is listening.
Break OTR.
All right, two stations. Let me get them in the order that I heard them come in. I heard 135, that's Mr. Green Arrow, but stand by, sir. We'll be right with you as I also added to my list 56, Just for Kicks. Hello, Phil. Over.
Well, good evening, Dennis. I have a Polytronic Polycom to check in this evening.
Okay, the Polytronics Polycom that probably never asks for a cracker like some of those other polys. And what is the model number again? Over. Uh-oh. All right, it's the Polycom N, and your audio, which started out as a little bit low, is now really low. So I'll go back to you, take a transmission to see if you can see any wiggle meters or lights. I'm thinking, unless you've got a battery, if you've got a microphone with a battery in it. Take a transmission. We'll find out, because we can come back. I've got another radio standing by. We'll see if your audio has come back up on the Polycom N. Over.
Okay, well, we're a little closer to the microphonium now. It's an original OEM Polytronic type microphonium. I don't know if this is working or not. Over.
It is working, but the audio is really low. It started out okay. I've got a picture of the Polycom N, which for all appearances looks like an 8-channel radio. Is that correct? Over.
Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 channels. No crystal accessory. Over.
No crystals, no waiting. Looks like it even has a spot for you to put the radio channel on front of the radio. Looking at the speaker on the left side. Yeah, it is. The audio is really weak. I don't know if that's one of those where you have to give it a little incentive with the side of your hand. I wonder if the tubes have been sitting too long. But I hear you. Polycom N. Seeing if I got any other info on that. Similar to the Polycom N, but has 8 channels. Okay, so there actually is a selection between a 4-channel, possibly, and an 8-channel. So are you saying that could possibly have 4 channels? Over?
Yes, there are only 4 channels. Over.
All right, and it has come back to life. It knows that it is on the air. So here you go. And it doesn't want to be slated as the wrong radio, so we've made it into the 4-channel radio that it is. Take a transmission.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. This comes from, was made in West Caldwell, New Jersey, I think, and Polytronics was the subsidiary of Raytheon, if I remember correctly. Over.
Yeah, I think you're good. Those tubes are warming up now. Who was it? DeVoe. It says, listening in, says, watching in, says, I can smell it from here. So it's now working. Polycom PCN 6. There was a Polycom PCN 12. These are all from about 1962 and 63. About $190. 4-channel crystal-controlled citizen band transceiver with new Vista RF stage, 17 tubes because of the new Vista, even though I think if you count in there, there'll be 11. So nice deal. Polytronics and their new Vista receives, and it's sounding good. Take a transmission.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. I see the meters coming up a little bit as I talk on it. Anyway, thanks for letting me check it in, Dennis. I might have another one yet this evening. Back to OTR.
Okay, I'm going to make you do one more transmission because I'm going to put up the quad split. There we go. And that way we'll get an S meter reading and some other stuff. So if you ever look at it, you can see what was going on. Sounds good now. Not bad at all. 11 tubes. I'm trying to see if the AF amp, modulator amp, has a 12AX7. It looks like it does. So that is functioning good. The output modulator, 6BQ5, good stuff. And you could get this in a 6-volt, 12-volt, or a 115-volt AC. It's on Sam's PhotoFax CB3. And it just, it's like the old car. Just needed to blow the smoke out of the tailpipe. Back to you for a quick transmission, but it's sounding good. Over.
Well, very good, Dennis. I haven't had this one on the air for quite a long time. So I'm glad it seems to be waking up, and at least you can hear me. Thanks again, Dennis. Back to OTR.
All right, thanks. No, it's sounding really good. In fact, who is it? Sean. Somebody says they're hearing you in Sanger. So, yeah, says they're hearing you in Sanger. So it came right up. So that's the deal. We just had to, pumping the water out of the well. Had to move the handle a couple more times. Not a problem. That is no problem with that radio at all. No buzzing. The audio sounds good for the OEM microphone. And Sam's CB3, page 135, or right here, live and direct on the Old Tube Radio Network. Are the jingle singers ready? We want to sing into our next radio.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. Your favorite spot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
Station for you, OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network here in Central California, 27085, where we are listening and transmitting. And radio number 2 standing by. Hello, Cliff.
Hello, Dennis. If you let me talk on this for another half hour or so, it should come up a little better. Yeah, it cools off pretty quick. So is the signal making it over there okay?
Making it here good, S5, and I've got the attenuator, and I might pop it in, pop it up when you make a transmission. Radio 2, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up the photo, but not until you officially mention what it is you're doing over there. Over.
Alrighty then. This is SWO 135 out here in the CB Cabana with a radio from the Dynascan Corporation of Chicago, Illinois. This is a mouthful. Let's see, this is the B&K Mark Cobra Cam 88 Citizens Band transceiver. There are 10 tubes in this thing, but all 23 channels crystal-controlled transmit and receive. Back to you.
Back to me in the studio. I believe we have the picture. It's got the wave Wasazi meter. Wasazi? I can't see that word. Oh, Wawasi. It's one of those things. Showing the frequency output. And boy, that is nice. It looks like did you just buy it yesterday?
No, but it is in pretty good shape. No doubt about that. And yeah, the Wawasi, my multimeter that I use out here all the time, you finally get to see what that looks like. It's got your power, SWR, and of course frequency. And according to it, because I'm using it now, I'm just about on frequency. I might be the teensy-weensiest bit low, but this one is flickering between 0850 and 0851. And yes, that is the D104 I am using with it currently. It's a gray bass amplified D104. And if you zoom in on it, the infamous Dynaboost switch is marked saying Dynaboost, and that is engaged. Back to you.
It appears to be in the up, not off position on this photo. And yes, there were versions of that little switch was not there under the mod light. Perfect audio. Nice. The Cobras have really good fidelity. Anybody's into some high fidelity audio, this is always one that we recommend. That it wouldn't, out of the box, you'll be able to feed your low frequency in and probably make it sound good. Or, as Cliff is doing, just supply your decent microphonium and you will sound good as well. Over.
Yeah, I think so. I really like this radio. It looks pretty good. There's a teeny bit of crazing on the lens of the meter because it has been bumped a few times. I hope it's sounding pretty good. I haven't checked it in a little while. I can't wait to listen to it. This one is for sale. Let's see. It comes with the radio and this microphone and a copy of Sam's number 9. Which has, I think, just about all the info you'd need on it. The modulation light is modulating, and I'm just asking $120.
I just went to the 0 beat, and when I go to 085 even, I don't even have to move it. I just sound good. If I go down to night like 955, you sound great. So what? That 50 cycles. Not bad at all for a radio that you just bought off the shelf about a week ago. At least that's the way it looks. Sounding good. And the microphone, again, is it the one actually pictured or something different?
Oh, it is the one actually pictured. The Wawasi meter stays with me, just to make that crystal clear. get crystals. Never mind. But the D104 that you see is the one I'm on right now. The radio and, like I say, a copy of Sam's number 9. All for the low price of $120.
Such a deal. The picture is fresh, probably taken not too long ago and uploaded under the big tube at oldtuberadio.net. We got a way to upload your pics now that makes it easy for you and easy for me to get them going and showing. Doing a good job. Nice audio, right on frequency. One of our favorites here, especially when it comes to audio, and last Cam 88, Cam 98, the last of the Cobras with some tubes in it. Doing a good job here on the Old Tube Radio Network.
Oh, yeah, it's I hate to let her go, but it's got to go. And you'll see in the picture I am on Channel 11, like I usually am with these pictures. Yeah, it's nice to be able to finally get a picture of it up there. I've actually had the picture. I took that picture several years ago. I don't know. It's been at least 4 or 5 years ago. And I hope it's still sounding pretty good.
Sounding excellent. We're trying. I got the close-up. Looking at the knobs here. Channel 11 looks good in the meter. Fine-tuned. So imagine that's your Delta receive. And PA and CB. So you must have, you can put that out on the patio table and say, citizens, do not be afraid when you see Godzilla coming over the fence.
Oh, yeah. Word of warning for anybody who tries to do that with this. Make sure you've got a speaker of some kind with a nice long wire on it. Plug it into the headphone jack there in the front and put it as far away as you can. If you're going to use that PA thing. I actually messed up and did that today. I had it in the PA switch position, and yeah, it will give a good scream. It's something you don't want to do unless you want to blow your ears out.
Hey, Cliff?
Yeah, Harvey.
Yeah, Robert in Madera, who you can't hear probably, says you've got 4 S units of swing to him in Madera.
Oh, cool. And it's not putting out that much right now either. Let's see, if I talk on it for another half hour, it'll go back up to a little over 6. But right now it's for audio, swinging to about 7.
Okay. Well, sounds good here. Big and bold.
Oh, that's good. I can't wait to hear the playback. Like I say, I haven't checked it in a little bit, and I've always liked this one. It's a goodie.
I think you said 120, 125.
Yeah, was it?
That's what I have on my list.
Oh, Roger. And yeah, anyone interested, please contact your local Harvey bottler.
14.
I hear you really good, Sean.
I can hear you too, Cliff. Sounding great.
Yeah, I got a little more than 6 S units on you. You're outstanding from Sanger, buddy.
We got good across the valley conditions tonight. The Old Tube Radio Network. Real radios glowing in the dark. And let's head over to Sangertown. Before I do that, speaking of Sangertown, out in that area, SWL 44, 360 listening in, checking in from the bunker. He's got the ground antenna, like they use for the submarines. He's got it all wrapped around, going through the bunker tonight. And thanks for joining us. We're having a good evening here on the 14th of February, heading out to Sangertown right now to see what's going on. Hello, Sean.
Oh, just enjoying the nice, clear conditions this evening. I can hear everybody, Phil, Cliff, Harvey, and you as well, of course. And this evening I'm on the Tram TR27E that I acquired from Cliff, and it's unique radio has a very nice chrome case on it.
Chrome case. All right. The photo I'm gonna show for the 27 Echo, I think, is the infamous. You know what we'll do is I'll start with an ad, but I think the case that he had was either painted black or painted green. But this was the top of the line tram, I believe, for 1963. It was up against the Demco and the Browning and the Polycoms, and it wasn't a cheap radio, but it was the top of the line because it had all 23 channels. Back to you.
Yeah, and it definitely has a wonderful receive, and even when I turn on I don't know what the thing is, like a noise limiter or something, I can still hear everybody good. But yeah, nice radio, and it has a amplified D104 desk mic on it. And I figured out that I have a bad habit of putting it too close to my mouth, and hopefully it sounds a little bit better tonight.
Sounds good. It's the kind of audio I like to hear. I mean, you can be loud. You listen to the guys during the day, and they're loud, and there's room noise and crackling and whatever else they do. But then there's just standard, I'll call it broadcast quality audio. You've got communications quality audio, and you've got both and more coming up right here with the Tram TR27E. And you can't beat that meter. I think that's the same when they moved over to the Tram Titan, but very large and something you would see on a standard shortwave receiver. So I'm glad that they took all that real estate and put the nice big speaker in the front and gave you the tunable receiver and the big meter. And I still can't figure out. I think what happened was they ran out of room and they said, oh yeah, we got to get the transmitter in here. So they cut a little hole down there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking the whole time you were complimenting the meter, was the inability to see which channel you're transmitting on. I had to go get my phone and my good glasses because I tested it obviously prior to checking it in, and it's really difficult to see. It's literally the size of a Q-tip end is how big it is.
I did the close-up here, and you can see the red button for the spot switch is bigger than the cut out in the sketch in there. So I'm not sure. Harvey's been into those. He might have said, well, yeah, they have to have the tuner down at the bottom because that's where the crystals are. It's moving something around, and so they might have been just stuck with that position because of how they put things together, or how it's got heat coming in and out of the radio. But there you go. Tram TR27E. Got some other controls. Oh, what was the microphone you're using on that over?
It's amplified gray bass D104 desk mic, and has a nice straight cord that's probably, 5.5, 6 feet long, so I really like that.
Yeah, that you got to be careful on the amplified D104s on radios like that have got plenty of audio, because, as you know, if you turn it up too high, then you're going to get noise out of the background, and then you can be 3 feet away and it'll move your meters, but the modulation suffers a bit. Let me go back to another full page ad if it'll load up, and I'm going to scroll down the top, and Tram wasn't ashamed of giving all their receiver sensitivity and selectivity, sort of the way, back in the day of the Lafayette catalog, when you'd look for an old stereo and they talk about signal to noise ratio and the microvolts. And also, they even give you a service tip at the bottom on how to tune up the oscillator. So they weren't afraid of you taking the cabinet off and sticking a screwdriver in there, I don't think, over.
Yeah, probably not. Somebody definitely took the cabinet off because they did a really nice job chroming it, and I do like how it has the little smaller holes so you could get to your crystals there. That's pretty nice, so you don't have to take the whole cabinet off. That was thoughtful as well.
Indeed, and we do have a nice, as they would say in 1963, nifty way if you ever do have a photo upload from a computer, or you've got a picture on your phone, with the thing maybe on channel 11, if you could see that it was on channel 11 or wherever it might be, to upload pics. It's up underneath the big tube at oldtuberadio.net. And once you click on that, I think it gives you a way to drop it in a box and give it a title and that it was uploaded by you. And then I'll be able to show it off, or we'll be able to show it off in future episodes. That very radio, as a matter of fact, in future episodes of the Old Tube Radio Network. But in the meantime, another step forward in CME Communications, a TR-27E base station. I'm reading that. Doing a good job here in central Fresno. Over.
Yeah, it's something that I had in mind as well was uploading the pictures. I heard you mention that earlier, so I'll try and do something like that. And it's getting late. I got to work tomorrow, and I appreciate the time for the Tram TR-27E.
And likewise, we appreciate you bringing it by to the Old Tube Radio Network. One of our favorites here has been checking in for a long time. Glad it's sticking around so we can all hear it. 23-channel receive tunable, 23-channel transmit, and this, again, is from 1963, so it was a great top-of-the-line radio, and I think the price on those was close to $300. I don't have an exact, but that would have been something to have on the table. Thanks for bringing it by. Sounding good.
Yeah, thank you.
77? 20.
All right, we got 77 and 20. So let's take, in the order heard, 77, putting you in the radio 4 spot, and then Harvey will be right with you, unless you have a comment. Is it a comment or a radio you got coming on?
It's a radio, and I think Harvey has a radio, too.
Okay, good. And Harvey, you have a radio as well? Okay, good deal. We'll be right with you. All right, 77. And let me clear the pictures here, because I think we're doing a simulcast. You'll be able to jump in with 77 and the gang over there and join in on the transmitter side. Go ahead.
All righty. This is one I've actually never seen one of these, but it's pretty cool. It's called an Air Castle 23-02, and it was manufactured in the early to mid 70s, 74 to 76. And apparently Air Castle was very famous in the 1940s. They made a lot of radios post-war, and other than that, we pulled it off the shelf and plugged it in kind of hastily. The other radio we were going to check in had some audio issues, and we are using the good old non-amplified G-stand D104, and so far so good. Hopefully it sounded good on your end.
Boy, it sounds great, and I cannot believe you are not using an amplified microphone. That is good, solid audio. Maybe that's it. Sometimes when you're amplifying with the tubes, that's why people, like to buy the Demco modulators rather than have sort of a transistorized amplified D104. Use that power tube modulator. That's what it sounds like. And maybe you are. Maybe you've got the Demco in front of that. It's got big audio, 2302. Is that the one we got? Yeah, it says this one from the collection of Paul. This one has the copper tone front with the silver and the darker in back, and the Air Castle. Cliff used to like this. Let me go to the close-up. The little flying castle like a rook out of a chess set. And front fire speaker mod light. I can't remember if Cobra... if Cam had something to do with these, because it really does have that nice sound like a Cobra. Anyway, back to you.
Yeah, this one has a little different style of grill on the speaker. It's a square with slats cut in it. Other than that, it looks exactly the same. And if you take a close look at a Courier 23 Plus, they almost look identical. I believe the chassis inside is actually a Courier chassis, but I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right. I mentioned Cobra. It was one of those C words, but I think you are right with the Courier 23 Plus. I'm trying to remember the model name because I have a console AM/FM radio with the little stereo 78 player, and I thought that was an Aircastle, but that was something out of Montgomery Ward, so I'll have to see. I could be wrong about that, but love the logo on this. Good-looking radio, really nice sound. I put up the S meter, and you've got like 8 to 10 dB of forward movement on that, so that radio is obviously tuned properly. It's got a lot of headroom, and it's sounding good.
Well, we lucked out then because we haven't even had an opportunity to open it up or check anything. We hoping that the caps would stay together and we'd get it checked in.
All right, you caught me in the middle of a zero beat. 84.3. I had to tune down. You are right at the FCC 700 cycle allotment. I think they gave everybody's crystal before they would knock on your door. So it hasn't gone out of tolerance yet. And that's not enough. Even if you're listening on a Regency Imperial, you're probably not going to have to move that VFO dial very much. Does the S meter work on that? Am I hitting you with 9 pounds good modulation at Chestnut and Herndon over?
Meter works beautiful. And you are 10 pounds swinging to 20 plus. So, yeah, it's working great. And so are you.
Great. I do the close-up. There it is. This one's on channel 11. I can see the little green 11 in there. I cannot see what the switch is designated below the S meter. Is that a function of the meter? Or is that does it control some other stuff?
Yep. Well, there you go. We'll get out of here. I know there's a lot more radios that want to check in, and I sure appreciate the opportunity, Dennis, and I appreciate all the listeners and operators out there, and I hope everybody's having a great weekend, and look forward to checking another one in next week.
All right. We look forward to seeing it as well. Are you doing a replay on for this one? Over.
Yeah, we will be doing the replay so you can see both sides of the conversation at Radio Lifer with 4 R's at the end on YouTube or TikTok.
Good deal. Look for that and find out what they're seeing on the other side. It's always a cool thing. The Old Tuber Radio Network radio number for the Aircastle 2302. Sounding good from here in near central Fresno. 23 is good do for president. I've got to add that now. The D104 tip, if it is amplified as the battery weakens, the gain increases. It actually uses the battery to regulate the gain. Uh-huh. He says his gets so sensitive that it picks up dogs barking in the neighborhood that when I want to get on the air. So keep that in mind. It's like you have to turn it up to turn it down. Maybe you have to turn it down to turn it up. We're going to Harvey, but the Jingle Singers are enjoying the latest iteration here of the Old Tube Radio Network, and they'll let you know about it.
You're listening in the latest style.
27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio.
In wonderful
Fresno, California.
Wonderful. I like the way they do that. Wonderful Fresno, California. I wonder who wrote that. That was written long ago. But maybe on a Friday night or a Saturday evening, it is wonderful. And thank you, 102. Thank you, thanks Montgomery Boards. That's what I thought. I thought I had an Aircastle logo on some other piece of electronic equipment I did here. So maybe like for J.C. Penney, and remember J.C. Penney and Sears and Montgomery Ward, E.F. Johnson helped out Sears, so maybe Courier and the gang helped out Montgomery Ward, because there wasn't a lot of electronic shop. You wanted something electronic, that is probably where you went on a Saturday, White Front or Montgomery Ward's or Akron or Zodi's, I don't know. who knows of that? Hello, Harvey. I need to stop talking, so take a transmission.
Okie doke. This is a Browning, Golden Eagle Mark III SSB. This radio is sold and will be delivered tomorrow. This is from Cliff's collection, and it has the gold cases on top of each unit. Also, the receiver has the opposite on the air light. Instead of red that glows when you key up and you see the black on the air, when you key this one, there's black background and red on the air. Some radios had it, very few. Anyway, this one's got it. This one's the HF frequency one, where you have the CV channels and the high frequency ones. And in the crystal position, there's a crystal for lower frequencies below 1. Not that you can transmit there, but you can listen. The transmitter somebody had monkeyed with, took the bias control and wired it to one of the other ones, I think the SWR, something like that. And then the on-off switch was on-off and SWR. So I put the switch back the way it is, just on-off switch. SWR is back to where it was, and or is, and the bias is in the back. Now, I thought I'd have to do that, but I had already done that for Cliff. Also, there's a modification on the transmitter front to the left of the mic plug. There is a mic gain control. The wires were moved to a control on the front with a correct metal knob. So I can turn the mic gain up like this, and then back down like that, and then put it back like this. Anyway, so what do you think, Dennis?
Looks good, sounds good. I believe I actually have the picture of that radio. We've been following along with your words eye view, and everything you say is correct. It's showing the golden microphonium. Is that the one you're using?
No, this is a banana mic.
All right, well, add some ice cream and some chocolate and whipped cream and a cherry, and you'll have dessert.
Well, like Cliff likes to do, I'm going to take this mic off, put the Gold D104 on. Cliff likes this mic. The Gold D104 had a bad element. I changed it, but he still likes this one. So give me a sec. I'm going to put that one on.
Okay, putting on the Ritz, or in this case, the D104, kind of goes good with the nice radio, all the knobs, 20 tubes. I don't know how many tubes it's got. It matches. I would say, let's go back to the control room. Switch us back to, is it here? Yeah, switch us back to the control room. This is the way, when you have a radio like that, this is the way that you should be dressing, like the Collins guys or whatever. I think you need a little class act in front of the microphone when you have a radio like that. All right, back to you. Over.
All righty. This is the Gold D104. What do you think of it? Over.
Not bad, not much difference. I'm listening in the headphoniums. I think we're at 6K wide. I don't have, made sure I didn't have the noise blanker or anything else on. This one has a little less intensity around the edges. And so since I'm listening at a loud volume with the headphones, this is a little more preferable to what I'm listening in. Now, were I to be on the big speakers with the tweeters and things, maybe I'd like the other one. But this one has a slight advantage to me the way I'm listening. Over.
Okay, that's the long ping. The first one was a short ping, and the second was a long ping, and that's the new owner's preference in ping length. Anyway, there's a third mic I'm going to try on it. It's going on another radio that I'm going to check in tonight, but I need to test it to see what you think.
All right, me and many others that are listening here at the Old Tube Radio Network.
I didn't type in the mic plug. Okay, how's this one sound?
All right, it sounds like you took either of the other two previous microphoniums, you took your favorite coffee cup, you took your scissors and cut the bottom off your favorite coffee cup, and then you took that coffee cup and stuck it around your face in front of the microphone.
Okay, so this doesn't sound good, huh?
Well, if we're comparing it to the other microphoniums, I would say it does not sound as good. Now, were you to have something that doesn't sound as good, it might sound better. So, yeah, it's definitely got a flavor, like the Element has got an issue, or, well, you got rid of the crackling thing that was going on. It has an accentuation at exactly, were I to be sitting in front of my 32-channel EQ, it has an accentuation at exactly the wrong frequencies. The frequencies that it accentuates are the ones you don't want.
Okay, I turned it down a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to try this on another radio. I don't know how it's going to sound, but I need to do that radio tonight. So I'm going to kind of shut this down. Unless I get a text from the new owner saying, can I hear it one more time? There, my phone just went off. Let's see. Okay, he just sent me a message. Anyway, I got enough time. I'm going to look up the other radio.
All right, before you go, you said you turned something down a little bit. Is there a way, whatever you turn down a little bit, you can turn down more?
Yeah, I just did. The mic gain. It's on the front of the radio on this one. There you go.
All right, and is that down all the way?
That was down all the way. No swing, hardly any. Here's about a quarter.
There you go. You probably would go up just a little bit from that, and you wouldn't get as much ringing. But even on the low volume, there is, I don't know if it's an impedance thing going on, but there, like I said, is accentuating really the wrong. It's loud. I can hear it, so that's not a problem. But it's got accentuation on the wrong frequencies, and yeah, it's better. Lower is better. So wherever you're at now, I would go a little bit higher than that, and it will help with the wackiness. Over.
Okay, well, we don't want wackiness. Okay, I'm going to get the other radio set up and then read the message from the new owner. Ready? Back in a little bit.
Indeed. All right, there is, we have a new photo here. I'll see if I can get it fired up. And it may be of a radio that we previously heard. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Real radio is glowing in the dark. And indeed, the magic on a Saturday evening here at 27085 that's been going on for the last 40 years.
What are the magic numbers?
27.085 megahertz, channel 11.
Are the magic letters?
OTR.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Radio Magic.
Old Tube Radio.
For you.
60 with Radio 6. Hello, Radio.
Thank you much, Dennis. We won't take too much of your time there. I know Harvey's got some radios he wants to get checked in and get finalized for the gentleman out there. Dennis, I'd like to check in my Robin 123B.
Robin T123B. We've got some new Robin pictures, so I may select from those as we listen in. I'm not sure if I got a 123B. Yeah. In fact, we got the one that Rich uses. We'll put that up in the queue here as we talk to you on the Bird. Go ahead.
Well, thank you much, Dennis. We've had some switch box problems here lately. We just got a Heath switch box on for these 4 radios that I got in line. I hope the switch box is a little better than the last one. Dennis, 11 tubes, all 23 channels, receive, doggone transmit and receive. It has let me get a little closer. It has a full page of. I think I'm picking up a squeal from somewhere. Do I have a squeal on the mic?
It was just there shortly, and then it went away. So you either moved in the right spot or made an adjustment.
I got closer to the radios. Shame on the mess. Okay, Dennis. Well, this has a few extra channels. It does have about 8 or 9 channels besides the 23. On the back side, there's a meter adjustment. There's a phone connector, and you have your, I guess, tune in, peak, tweet, whatever, back there in the back. And there are a few knobs on the front there. It's kind of, I'm on the dark side here, looking at the radio. I'll get any closer, it'll start to squeal, but you got your volume, your fine tune, and I guess it has your RF gain. But that'll do it for this one, Dennis. Sure appreciating you letting me check this one in.
You're glad you brought it by. I wanted to feature Foxman 362, his radio that's been modified. You said you got a couple extra channels. He's actually got a full 40-channel modification on that. And I don't see an external VFO, so there was some way to add the crystals or do some multiplication on that particular 123 to bring it out, to get up there and listen to the guys above channel 23. Doing good. It's our Radio 6, the Robin T123B. They made these all the way up until 1972, I believe. They made them up till 1976, and then they had to go with 40 channels. And that begat the executive. I want to say hello to who's joined us out in Florida. What's going on in Florida tonight? And thank you, Joe. Cantonment, Florida, 62. Sounds pretty good out there in Florida tonight. And also Kingfisher, Oklahoma, joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network tonight, where it's 56 degrees. We are here in Central California. Something we do every Saturday. The Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks, Joe.
20, 56.
And hello, Harvey. You're Radio 7, so don't go away. And 56 just for kicks coming up at Radio 8 in just a few minutes. So, Phil, stand by. Hello, Harvey. Over.
Okay. This is a different radio. Same microphone. That D104, that doesn't sound too good. What do you think?
That radio, because I think you had it on the Browning, which has no low frequency to begin with and already accentuates, thanks to Browning Laboratories and all their coupling caps, puts all the extra power where you need it. So this microphone is radio is a better complement to this microphonium. Over.
Alrighty. This is my Valentine's Day radio. It is the realistic Americana 23 Plus RadioShack.USA radio. It is painted powder-coated, shiny cherry red, or whatever, nice shiny red, and so is the...
Uh-oh.
It's painted red also. Uh-oh. Did I lose audio?
You hit the wire, it went crunch, and now your audio is about 20% and really tinny.
Okay. It's the mic cable. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. Is that better?
That is better. Again, this microphone still exhibits the accentuation on the frequencies you don't want. It still has the fuzziness if you really get into it. But it definitely has a much more pleasant tone because I think this radio has got some different frequency enhancements. I'm showing a realistic Americana, but it's the 23 plus, and I don't think that's the one. You've got the Americana, but it's not the 23 plus. Is that correct?
That's this one, the realistic Americana 23-plus. Now the front of it is a brushed bright aluminum, black graphics, with a red line 3/4 of the way down going from left to right. It says Americana 23 Plus in red. Below the SRF meter is the red Radio Shack logo. And the range boost is the red switch, which is off. Now it's on. So I don't know if that made much of a difference.
It did bring the audio up. You're starting to get a little bit of, but not like it was before, a little bit of crackling. I don't know if that's a combination of the mic cord and something in the radio warming up or trying to warm up. I'm looking right at your boost switch. This one is blue. It shows a blue switch. The boost is off. The meter is there. We're showing channel 19, obviously. You've got channel 11 and the mod light. So it is working. Over.
Alrighty. I'll turn it off. I don't think I need it. Audio. No, I don't. Okay, and it's basically on frequency or close to it. Okay, I'll be done for the night. 10:01. This is the realistic Americana 23 Plus. It is for sale. Clip has a few more that are still for sale. After you get ready to sign off, I guess, I'll get the list.
All right, yeah, your little buzz is back, but I think it's your microphone that goes with that. Is that the same plug that runs a Browning? Is that why you use that microphone, or you got some adapter?
There we go. Same. Yeah, it came with the Browning plug, so why not? Yeah, I've got to redo the mic plug. Anyway, back to you, and I'll get that list after you do your usual.
Indeed. All right, the Americana 23 Plus, possibly, and thank you there, 23 Scooty for President, possibly a clone of an ICO radio. You might look familiar if you've been inside of it, and that is 23 channels. Let's see if I've got, where's my other page here, if I've got any extra information on that, on the 23 Plus. And no, I don't. So what we saw is what we got. Thanks. Listening to the Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark. What did the jingle singers got first?
Let's do some spelling.
OTR. 27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio. Old Tube Radio.
All right, and that was radio number 7 at 10 o'clock. Thanks you, Harvey. And let's get to radio number 8 as we roll off into the 10 o'clock hour with SWL 56. Hello, Phil.
Hello, radio. This is a Webster band spanner 412. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 channels with a 2 slots in the front, one for the transmit to external crystal and one for receive. external crystal, over.
All right, and I'm choking a little bit. I have not had to roll. I have not had to roll the Rolodex, move the Rolodex, and it's got the funky little paper things and the cards to the W's in so long. You would not believe the amount of dust coming up in front of me here. Let me run over. I'll go to the live, and I have a picture. It's the 412. Is that correct? Over.
That is correct. It's the Webster Band Spanner 412.
All right, nice. I like the case. This reminds me of some of the Pierce Simpson radios. There it is. Nice big speaker in the front. Webster in the front. Let me get even closer here. I think I've got, yeah, that'll work. This is a nice picture. It's got, you know what? It's got that meter almost like a Pierce Simpson, where it's got that small meter in there. You've got a couple of crystal positions. You got a channel. So it is it tunable receive? It doesn't look like it is, but I could be wrong. Over.
No, it is not tunable. It's all crystal.
Yeah, and then you've got some crystal sockets in the front you can use, and then you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 channels. Got an S meter, not too bad. Let me see what we can find out about it here. We got some information. Band Spanner 412 9-tube. So it's not 7, it's not 11, kind of in the middle. 9-tube CB transceiver, 6, 5 internal and 1 external crystal set. And it would go 12-volt DC, 115-volt AC. I don't have a year for it, but the fact that it's not 6-volt probably is past 1963. SAM CB6 looks similar. Oh, here we go. Similar to the Raytheon Raytel TWR series. 12AX7 in the AF speech amplifier and transmitter oscillator, 6CX8 and a 6JL8 alternative. So not doing bad, and it seems to be quite on frequency too. Over.
Well, thank you, Dennis. This, by the by, is the microphone is hardwired in, and the push-to-talk key is activated by your index finger rather than your thumb.
Nice. All right, keeping it simple. This is. I mean, we go all out. You got the trams and the Brownings and knobs and receivers and transmitters, and here it is. It's 11-meter radio. It's supposed to be simple. It's base talking to mobile unit 1, and they do that. You're not going to be plugging in and unplugging microphones, changing channels too much. I'm surprised they actually put a signal meter in that, but you never know. From Webster, we haven't had a Webster check-in for a long time. There might have been, we had quite a few running around here at one point, and I think at a couple of times they were the most heard radio, but a blast from the past. Thanks, Phil.
Well, thank you, Dennis. I guess tonight this will be the most heard Webster on the air.
Yes, and anybody who's tuning through naming Webster is standing up and cheering right now. And the Webster Band Spanner was, like I said, not an uncommon radio. But going back to our list here and seeing what else they made, they had some other radios as well. Oh, you know what? I have some more pictures here. Here's the rear view. Somebody was very proud of their Webster Band Spanner. We ever get that show up there. So yeah, see what I like about this. Here's another one where they give you the possibility to tune and load right in the back. The S meter adjustment, external speaker. So quite nice. Equipment, it must be connected to a good electrical ground. It probably says something about Part 95, complies with Part 95. There's the power connector, and let me see if I've got one more while we're talking about it here. I think that's the same shot, and then some dual fuses. But nice, easy to work on that and do your power adjustments right from the back of the radio. Thanks. It's radio number 8. Looking good on our Old Tube Radio Network.
60.
And hello, Joe, 60. Take a transmission, over.
Thank you much, Dennis. I'd like to check in my Pretty Blue radio here. Dennis, I have the Hustler, my Hustler base from World Radio Labs.
World Radio Labs, Leo Meyerson. Wait a minute. I thought I had... Tell me true. I thought I had the Hustler up in my other database here. And if I don't, I might not be able to get a picture of it. But take another transmission over.
Thank you much, sir, Dennis. This one has seven tubes in it. Not a very big radio. It does have its hardware, has its carrying handle, has its little mic hanger. But of course, I'm talking on a Turner Plus 3 power mic. It does have tunable and a few other little knobs on it. It does have 4 knobs on it. It does have a crystal slot in front, and it has a nice little compact speaker right below Hustler. Nice little mobile radio if a guy would want to go mobile, but an excellent little base radio too to possibly have on top of the old refrigerator.
Or anywhere, especially a blue theme. This is the radio for your blue-themed room. So if you get one of those 1950 houses, where they had the Mamie Eisenhower, one bathroom was pink, one bathroom was blue, you are set. Over.
Yeah, it's an interesting little radio. 7 tubes, not very much on the back. Strictly, I guess, mobile, but I guess it can go AC. I'm not sure on the back side, but I think the plug, you would need an AC plug for it. But other than that, Dennis, doggone it, I hope she's doing what she's supposed to do. There is, maybe could use more modulation on it. Maybe I better give it a battery check. But thank you for letting me check this one in, Dennis.
Well, thanks for bringing it by. No, I think your modulation is good. Yeah, you could put a amplified microphone and get a little echoing in the room. No, I think it's fine. I've got headphones on. You're looking good on the LKFS on the Orban meter. And what's the question? There was a comment here. Blue is a good keeper. All right. The UNC Chapel Hill fans would love it. And someone said it's the Jackie Gleason rig of choice. And away we go. Over.
Dennis, thank you much.
Thanks. Oops. And thanks for bringing it by. All right, it is getting that time. We're having too much fun tonight here on the Ultra Radio Network.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us.
Old Tube Radio.
And be modern.
Counting and amounting. I'll be back.
20.
Hello, radio, over. Hello, 20.
I think 47 wants to check in a radio or something. Let him go first, because I got the list to read.
Oh, that's right. You got the list, and that'll give me time to check my stuff. And I must have been quick to key. And I bet 47 is back from the barbecue. The telescopic antenna on the 217 has been secretly discreted into his little cabinet, and it's up on the shelf charging or making sure the batteries are good. Hello, Mike, over.
Yeah, but I can't go first. It's age before beauty.
Well, actually, he has not radios to check in, but radios to list. So it's going to go on a little bit more than a radio check-in would do. And you will be give us the honor to get into double digits tonight. So go ahead, sir.
Okay, I had a feeling you were going to say that. All right. Well, from the Radio Lounge, we have a Robin T123 Magic Eye tube. Which I'm unbelievably sorry did not take it out on the radio patio this evening, but with increasing age comes my increasing laziness.
This is the increasing laziness frequency only because it is the increasing age frequency. So go ahead. You're on the right spot.
Okay. Well, thank you. This was, as I think I've said for... unfortunately, far too long. First tube radio in my collection, Magic Eye tube, which thankfully is quite active now. I think it was not quite so happy with a what did I have on this originally? Turn plus 2, maybe. But with the amplified D104, quite active. I like using this radio late at night because you don't have to scream into it and therefore wake up your other family members.
Well, or else you have the construction people come in and really insulate that room. TR-123, it has the magic eye tube. We are actually looking, let me get I've got a extreme shot. That little cut in the front sketch in there, looking into the side of the tube, that gives you an indication where you're getting close to 100% modulation when the top and bottom illuminations meet somewhere in the center.
Yep, there you go. And good God, you beat me to that. I could not switch radios fast enough for that last transmission. But yes, I have big surprise, big shocker. I've done this 1,000 times before, but yes, I have switched to another Robin, the other Robin in my collection, the 123B as in Bravo, magic eye tube. Just a modulation lamp that, good God, you just got to scream into to make it do anything. So there it is.
Oh, the radio that came after this particular item of interest, the T123 Bravo, we're showing it courtesy of Chris Callahan, who had a really nice shipping box. It tells somebody about the radio even before they open it. This is the 1972 to 76 version, which I think 23 Skidoo for President would mention that it's the Panasonic number 2 chassis. I think that's plate modulated. Got rid of the magic eye tube, but gave you some other items of interest, the range boost and lots of lights. Let me go to a little bit closer screen, and maybe we've got a different radio here, but always good. It's always funny to me that this one would have the lesser audio because it has the range boost switch, and maybe it's the way the microphonium is. But a good radio itself runs mobile, runs bass. I think we might have heard this in a mobile configuration or something before. It's got the PA radio. Take another transmission as we take a look at the Robin T123B. Over.
Okay. Yeah. As always, you're spot on. I think this radio, and Harvey can back me up on this or not, I think this was originally apparently set up for an amplified mic, which I don't have. So that's why it probably sounds like it does. My other Robin, 123, I've taken that on the road many times and operated it in the DC mode, but this one I have not. And I think you just mentioned something about that. I almost want to take that as a challenge. I can't. Well, maybe I'll come up with the correct DC plug for it. And again, I know I've said this before. Whatever you do, do not try and use the DC cord that you have for a 123. On a 123B. Just take my advice, don't ask questions, just don't do that.
Yeah, and that's a confirmation there. We just went to the Orban. Yeah, there's about 4 dB less. I mean, the audio quality is fine. Probably got about 4 dB less on the audio game, but sounding good. Thanks for the pair of Robins, a good way back-to-back to see what they were doing and why they sold a lot of those radios. The T123B, very popular in that, as we have proved tonight. Joe had his version that has a couple of extra channels that you can get above 23. And then, of course, Foxman 362 has a full 40-channel complement modified inside the radio. Didn't need to have an external VFO to do that. So that always makes it for a popular time back in the mid-'70s when the golden screwdrivers were rampant. Thanks for bringing by radios 10 and 11 tonight. Good job. And I hope your BBQ went well over.
It did. I was
I'm not going to say how much I spent on it, but I will tell you the plays, of course, are always easy. Those worked out quite fine. The lobster tail was not bad. It's been quite some time since I've done that, but I got to tell you, man, that lobster tail was about 1.33 pounds. This thing was huge. And when I took it out, I thought, oh my God, this is really sad. I did feel guilty. It must have been a magnificent creature, and I'm kind of not joking about that. But with some butter and some salt, yeah, it was delicious. And on that, back to you.
Yeah, the raw lobster tail was not bad, of course, unless you were indeed the lobster. Thanks for stopping by on the Old Tube Radio Network.
My turn.
Yes, indeed. Let me clear the rigs. We'll give, what do we want to look at? We'll look at the Orban meter for a while as you tell us what is going on. I'll be doing some counting and amounting. The Mr. Announcer's ready with the totals, and man, it's just 20 past. So good night and good morning to stations staying up very late with us here on the live net, the Old Tube Radio Network on a Saturday night here. What do we say in CB? On the West Coast, even though we're 100 miles from the water. On the West Coast of California, looking good. Over to you, Harvey, and then we'll get out of here. But go ahead.
Okay, let me lock this thing on. Uh-oh, he's locking the mic on. Okay, first radio, Courier 23 Plus with an ECI mic. By the way, all prices are negotiable, just ask. Okay, Courier 23 ECI mic, hand mic, $100, Night C22, kind of hard to find. Original manual with it, $100. A Cam 88 that Cliff had on the air tonight with amplified D104, 125. A Hammerlin HQ 105 TR with an amplified D104, 250. Then a Halicrafter CB3A with the meter in it, but not the VFO, $80. There may be some paperwork with it, I'm not sure. A Lafayette HE15B, that's an older, like 5, 6, 7 channel crystal radio with a lever for transmit and receive type thing. You got to push down on it. $75. Then ICM, International Crystal Manufacturing, CTZ 100 for $350. Why $350? Because it comes with the stock mic that says International Crystal on it. It comes with also a Super Sidekick desk mic. It also comes with the meter speaker, original meter speaker, very hard to find. And extra bonus, a International Crystal modulator, audio modulator similar to the Demco modulator type setup. And that's very hard to find. And it all comes together for $350. A Johnson Viking Messenger, I think it's 5-channel, sometimes called the white face. The ice cream cone mic with the logo that looks good on it, and also a second mic for $100. Then let's look down here. Okay, a Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 with original mic, and I think it's a hand mic, but I'm not sure. $100, and then a Polycom Senior 23, $200, and it comes with the AC and DC cord, and I'm not sure what mic goes with it, but I can always find out. Okay, that should do it, and if there are any questions, call me, text me, get hold of Dennis, whatever, or get hold of Cliff if you can, and then we'll go over the radios. Thank you very much, Dennis.
All right, thank you very much, Harvey. I know you do a lot of work on the radios and coordinating all this stuff, in addition to all those things that, you're supposed to be doing that may or may not get done. The Old Tube Radio Network, I will sign out of here. Let me read yet another list, but not before we announce that we are doing that. Can we do that? Yes, a little bit of fanfare as we try to do that here without blowing things up. I'm not. Oh my gosh, I'm not that great on the mouse. Hold on a second. I hate when you try to do something that blows up everything else.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
The current and final OTR totals. As I adjust my pocket protector, can I pull this out? Can I show this? This was courtesy of one of our listeners, and not only is it a pocket protector, but it promotes the use, and you can see that, of green stamps. It's even got little tubes. It's even got little tubes on it. Stop waving around, and it talks about green chip stamps. I don't know if that was a thing. There was a thing here on the West Coast. We had green chip stamps and blue chip stamps and little books. You could save them. They even had bowling where they had the colored pins, and you'd come home with your green chip stamps and you'd give them to your mom because you didn't know what to do with them. But then you get a pat on the head. Thanks for those green chip stamps. We're going to buy a toaster. Tonight, 21 check-ins on page 1, 20 on page 2, 15 on page 3, and 24 on page 4 for a total of 80 on the list. This is the last 8 weeks, so we'll be doing that and picking another 00 from those that have perfect attendance in the last 8 weeks. Obviously, you don't have to be on any list to stop by and check in, as many of you know. Hello to our new stations checking in from Kingfisher, Oklahoma, Cantonment, Florida, and wherever you might be. Join us at oldtuberadio.net. Click on the video, or maybe you're watching this back. Maybe it's like 10 years from now. You wonder if that goofy guy is still wearing his suit. We might be. This is what we did on 14th of February, or Valentine's Day of 2026. Radios tonight, the most heard manufacturer, and I do believe the Robins did a good job tonight. But we had a great smattering of radios, and some that we haven't heard for a long time. Starting off, Phil on the Polytronics Polycom. I'll get it right. Polycom. They say slow down. Polytronics. I'm excited. We don't get these radios that often. And the 4-channel version from the early 1960s. The Dynascan B&K Cobra Cam 88. Cliff on that green arrow on that radio. Was it for sale or sold? It might have been sold, but anyway, we heard it tonight. The Tram TR27E from Sean out in Sanger, sounding good, and glad he's got a busy schedule, and he stayed up extra late tonight to check in that radio, so we appreciate that. 1017, the Aircastle 2302, kind of a rare item, and maybe a rebranded Courier, and over at, and I didn't write it down, but the, do I have it up here? Radio Lifer, thank you. I was going to say it backwards. Radio Lifer with 4 R's in the end, and I urge you to go sit in the air chair with the crew over there and see what you're missing if you don't have at least one glow-in-the-dark tube radio on your shelf. Does it have to work? Yeah, it would be fun if it did, but they sure look cool just sitting there, so think about it. Coming up after that for Radio 5, it was the Browning Gold and Eagle Mark III SSB. Harvey from the West Side checking that one out, and a couple of microphoniums, and that's another reason we're here, that we've been here. If you want to bring by a radio and check out microphones, or twiddle a knob, or say, hey, what does this do? I'm going to do something here. What does it do? And if it doesn't, burn up the radio, we'll tell you. We'll tell you it didn't do anything, or it did a lot. Radio number 6, the Robin T123B from Joe. Getting in the Robins tonight. Harvey had the realistic American 23 Plus. Haven't heard that one in a while. Kind of a rare rig. The Webster Bandspanner 412. Boy, it was nice to. I'm going to have to lubricate the Rolodex. Sometimes we don't get back that far. It stops at Robin and Tram. It's like, I think I can. We can get to the W's. We did tonight. Thanks, Phil, for the Bandspanner 412. Radio 9 Joe on the World Radio Lab Hustler. Yay, I've got it in the database where I can actually bring up a good shot of that. Thanks, Joe, for 7 tubes, sounding good. And then, as you heard at the end, Michael on the T123, Robin with the Magic Eye Tube and the T123 Bravo. What can I say? Have a great rest of your weekend. If you're doing some Valentine's Day celebration, it's Sunday brunch tomorrow. It's not the 14th, but you won't have to wait in that big line that was out there this morning. So it might be a good time to do it then, and especially if you forgot today, you can use that as your. It was too crowded today. I wanted to make sure we had a little, nice space together. You can do something like that. Good night, everybody. Whether it's today, tomorrow, or yesterday, and I should mention this, because I almost forgot. I will be out of the air chair. I'm going to be away from the air chair next week. As far as I know, I don't think I have any trickery going on with audio. That doesn't mean you can't get out here locally and check in, because that's sort of what it is. You don't need the net control guy to do all that stuff. So get out here next week locally. For those of you who tune into the various podcasts, I'm hoping that Mr. JT will be back in the air chair next Saturday to keep you all company, and we'll do our best. Maybe we'll have some displays up at oldtubebradio.net. You can always go there and upload your pics under the big tube. So 73, everybody. Unless something changes, I will see you in 2 weeks. We'll find out. We're working on the site, thanks to Frodex. Helping us out. If it wasn't for what he's been doing the last 3 or 4 weeks, a lot of this stuff would either be missing, broken, or not available. So we've got it in good shape that we think we can continue with some good stuff and even more. As long as you keep bringing radios, we'll find a way to put them on the air. Good night, everybody, from your old tube radio network.
Hey, Dennis, you forgot my Golden Beagle.
Wait a minute. Oh, you came in at the end. So, Webster, World Rabbit. When did you do the Beagle? Oh, that's right, because you had the Mark III. When did you do the Beagle?
It was the one I used for the list. I may have forgot to mention it, but it was the Golden Beagle.
Yeah, the R68, and I'm adding it, T68, because we get, I don't know, what they give us extra, like 5 cents when we turn in the list to the the National Old Tube Radio Net Control. And so that'll give us 12 radios for the Browning R68, T68, Golden, Beagle with a B. Over.
Alrighty. There's my after ping. Oh, I got to hear it, because I'm on the phone with somebody, and there's about a 2-3 second delay. Okay, thank you, Dennis, and I might get back next week, might not, but anyway, you'll be out, so we'll catch you in 2 weeks.
Okay, I don't know if I'll have any trickery where I can turn the audio up and leave that. My remote capabilities for where I'm going to be probably won't do that. If I can, I will. Check out the oldtuberadio.net page. But in the meantime, none of this digital trickery is necessary to sit in front of a 1965 radio and have a good time. We'll catch you next time.
Okay. Have a good week, Dennis. Thank you.
Over.
Good night.
Good night from the Mustang 2.
Well, again, Dennis, thanks for everything you do. I know you, in my opinion, don't hear it enough, but you bring it all together, and I do appreciate it.
What was the Beach Boys song, and we'll have fun until Daddy takes the tubes away. It sounds kind of funky when you put in the digital noise reduction. I think they have some See's candy left over in the green room. That's where I'm going. I'm going as what is it, Bob? I'm going to go get sugared up. Probably all we'll have is a little plate with carrots. That's probably all that's going to be left. But that's okay.
K6VLF, K6VLF. This is KD6QLG calling.
Oh, go ahead.